Whatever, Zoom. Sorry, my Zoom was asking me to approve for frickin' my location. I'm like, whatever.
Boxing you. Gonna track you down.
You always look so relaxed, Brandon.
I know. I'm always in my bedroom. It's my most quiet place in the house.
Well, that's good.
My roommates are always downstairs screaming. And I can't stand that. This is where I'm at if I'm not outside of the house.
Nice.
Yep.
You're in Ottawa, was it?
Orleans, yep. Yeah. Part of Ottawa.
I've only driven through once.
And surprisingly, today I missed a fight on the O train.
Ooh.
Where one person got arrested and 2 people were left with minor injuries.
Where are you from again, Jonathan?
Toronto.
Oh, same with me.
Yeah.
What area? What major intersection?
Like Dundas and I mean it's between Jarvis and like Church or Jarvis and
Oh, okay.
Youngster.
We're close enough. I'm East Papen Danforth.
I used to work on Papen Danforth, right behind the Ice Lounge on Carlisle.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
My
nice.
goal in life is to go see a Toronto Maple Leafs game in Toronto. Although I'm not a Leaf fan anymore, as of last season, they fucked it up.
Okay,
yep.
I'm gonna share a little as we're talking about that. My cousin is John Tavares.
No way.
Before we get further into that.
First cousin?
My second cousin, yeah. Yeah. He's is it my second? I don't know. You know how there's like once removed or whatever. It's my grandfather, my grandfather and his grandmother are brother and sister.
Wow.
Yes, that makes sense. So he's your parents' cousin, I guess? Like first cousin?
It would be
He's
my
your
father's
parents' niece or nephew.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's my grandfather's sister, my Tiaida, and her grandson. So it would be my dad's cousin's child. Yeah. I think that's maybe once removed, I think is it proper language or whatever.
Your dad's cousin's child. Yeah. Yeah, very cool. Well, you're related. You can't deny that. I'm not a huge hockey fan. Of course, I know who he is though.
I don't do sports.
No, and I play recreational soccer, but I've stopped and I don't follow much sports either.
Yeah. So I'm like almost anti-hockey because of all of that.
And Tiffany and Heather, one's from Niagara, right? Which one of you is from Niagara?
I am.
Tiffany. Oh, and Heather, you're from where?
Near Georgetown.
Oh, okay, cool.
Close to Mississauga.
Yep.
I know Toronto a little bit, but not specific neighborhoods.
That's all good.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're choosing and writing something right now. We're just waiting to decide on something.
Yeah, maybe we just like back where the money goes or something. I don't know.
Maybe. Did you all bring your favorite items or your proud items?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's factoring into this game somehow.
We were talking about that in one of the rooms, what we thought the task would be, or if there would be something like what you would be willing money.
Camera! It's gonna be a really boring room.
Hi there.
I'm excited.
You don't want to, and even just like casual, like you've played with them
Yeah,
once before, because you're like, oh, I don't want them feeling like I'm targeting
I
them,
know.
or stuff like that. So it's you kind of have
But
to like just put your emotions aside and just be like,
you really do, because
go with your gut.
they
Yeah.
came at me, some of them. So, and I didn't even know who the hell they were. So it was interesting. You need a thick skin for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the Survivor I played with Heather. Myth made up a like a vote that I didn't make. He like doctored it and like put. Do you remember that, Heather? He like
I do.
got a friend to and like told everyone. I'm like, I did not do that. I have not done any of that.
Man,
And then
shame on
See, I
you.
didn't remember who did it,
it
but
was
I
Myth.
knew there was
Yeah,
something very
nasty.
crazy with screenshots, and
Yeah,
that's why Phil banned screenshots because it was like not
it
like it was
really
another level of
ruined my
dirty.
game. Yeah, it was
That's
because it would
horrible.
like ruined like in-game friendships as well. Because I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm not backing down from it because I did not do that. So,
yeah.
and then people
Yeah.
did not believe me, and he only admitted after the season was over. So,
Oh, that's shitty. I'm sorry to hear that.
and then he also basically got me out of the Amazing Race game of Phil's, which I also did with him. So I'm very glad that Myth's not here. I'm like, why do you always come for me?
I think he got banned from Phil's games.
Well,
Or put on a suspension, I
in
think. Yeah.
the Amazing Race one, I got like a U-turn or something, and I didn't U-turn him. And then the next leg, he got something, and he totally used it against me. And I was like, "Ugh, this was my olive branch. Like, come on."
Yeah, exactly.
Oh well.
I've
Fool
only
me
played with
once.
him in Phil's Music League games, which
Hmm.
is like a super easy game. But I saw the competitiveness in Myth for sure.
Oh, cutthroat. He
It's
will
I feel like
do
he's not playing
anything.
Music League anymore, right?
it's a music game. No, I don't
He
think so.
no,
Yeah.
that's why I think he got banned because
Yeah.
he took it a little bit too
Too far.
serious.
Were you in that one, Heather?
Yes, I was.
Oh no, you saw the argument.
Something about I think it was the Genuine song about my pony.
Started with that, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
and then it
wow.
just I
Uh-oh, where's that gonna go?
I don't involve myself.
My pony, just do it.
I
There's
was
like a
really,
do not playlist.
yeah.
If a song's been submitted before, you shouldn't submit it again. Or it's one of breaking
my own playlist in Apple Music or YouTube or whatever. Because
Yeah. I use the free Spotify too.
I expense it and I haven't gotten caught yet, so I'm hoping I never do.
perfect.
Since we're doing nothing, I'm just gonna go feed my cat, but I'll be right back.
Yep. Go for it. This must be a pretty intense game. They've been gone for some time.
I like the mystery camera person
Yeah.
too.
Comes in,
I
leaves
just
so casually.
I just want to say hi, Ron.
Right.
And though it's probably not Ron.
Yeah.
Or maybe you go,
wonder.
hi, Adam. Those are my two
Camera.
guesses.
Adam? Who's Adam?
One of Phil's good friends.
Oh.
And he used to co-host some games with Phil.
Mm-hmm.
A few years ago. They would together host online games, more so during COVID when
COVID, yeah. We did a
everything
bunch of those.
was virtual.
Yeah.
So that was my guess, was Ron or Adam. So we'll see. I'm wondering if it's going to be like last week, where they completed tasks and we had to make a decision of how we thought the outcome would go. Oh, the cameraman is waving. Hello.
Based on how long it's taking, maybe. Although last week was super fast. I felt.
No, Jonathan and I were last. I think it took a while.
Oh, that's actually good. I wanted to ask you about that because Ryan and I had no clue what was going on. I assumed that all of you got into a room together and you were told what we did and then you had to make a decision of sorts.
Well, no, I was talking about the pig when we had to pick the pigs.
Oh, sorry. That one,
That took
we
forever.
were first, but then waiting for the rest of you took forever. Yeah. The picking the pairs I was talking about, I found like I had no idea what you guys did after.
I think we were all together, weren't we?
So you were just told, okay, they matched and they had to do this, and do you think they did this?
Yes, as a group we had to we each got to write on a piece of paper if we thought you both picked one person, or if you both picked the other person, or if you couldn't decide. And we thought that you both first. We did talk about it. We all kind of agreed. We thought you guys were going to pick you since Ryan had the power.
Yeah.
And no one thought anything different. We all were kind of in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
And then we each separately wrote on a piece of paper, and then Phil had us hold up our paper, and we had all wrote your name thinking you were going to get the exemption.
Yeah, that was I was a little too nice. I screwed that up for sure. But I thought I don't know if Ryan thought this. I thought you were all doing the same exercise, and I thought if you didn't match with someone, you were randomly assigned a partner.
Oh.
That was what I was thinking.
Yeah, we didn't know that you wouldn't be able to talk about it because we figured you would talk about it like we were talking about it, and you'd be like, "Hey, I just got this mystery power. You get,
Nope.
yeah."
Nope. We had to go on mute, write the name down. We're like, okay. So it was interesting. I know Ryan from Traders. We had a little alliance going. We were both innocent, faithful.
Yeah, so I guess we could have asked more questions, maybe. Less assumptions, more questions next time.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully we win some, considering our pot's at 0.
Yes, let's hope. Need money.
What do we think about people who wanted to do the other stuff? Are we looking into it at all, or are we just saying that like they just thought that would be their best position? Or I guess we'll find out more depending on how they do.
I know from playing Survivor with Jessica that she is competitive and she is a good challenge player. So I wasn't surprised that she stepped up and wanted to have one of those roles. But that could also be to win money for the pod, and she is good at competing. And I'm not familiar with Tina or am I saying his name right? Chell?
Chell, yeah.
Chell. So I don't know if that's in their nature to want to be a leader. I'm not a leader. I'm a follower. I will admit that.
I only know Tina from Traders, and I would say she's very methodical, calculated, smart. She's really into these games. That's all I know about her. And she's Ryan's mother.
Oh,
No
But
way.
now I
know
don't feel
that.
bad saying that he's not here. But anyways, you can't really
Oh,
alliances in this game don't really
Oh,
mean much. But yeah,
wow.
we found out in Traders later on.
Fairly easy for people to guess, but then I didn't want to go too easy. I don't know. I just read. I was thinking there's lots of fruits and vegetables, and then afterwards, I'm like, if I pick blue, there's just blueberries. I guess that would have been a lot easier. But so I kind of was rethinking my strategy afterwards because I'm like, I don't think I did too well.
The only one that threw me off a lot was the tree one.
Elm.
Yeah, because I had to pick a place, and I was like, and I only could do one word.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what? So I was like, what came to mind for me for Elm? And so I was Googling, I was like, where does Nightmare on Elm Street take
Right.
place? So I can't imagine that they'll follow my line of thinking there, but I was like, I don't know what place like elm trees are associated with, but I
Oh,
know.
I thought Elm Street. Oh, maybe it was the wrong street then. I thought Elm Street was in New York City, but
Yeah,
clearly I'm wrong. So,
oh, good.
because I'm pretty sure if Nightmare on Elm Street, that was with who was that? Freddy? Is that the guy's name? Freddy
Yeah.
Krueger? And
Yeah.
that's in the Midwest, I think. So.
Yeah, it was in Ohio. Well, it was in Springwood, Ohio after I Googled
Okay.
it. So, I feel like that's going to be a bit of a stretch, but it sounds like Tina will have an opportunity to change my answers if she wants. I guess that's
Gotcha.
going to be her role. So for red, I picked strawberry. For four, I wanted to do Fantastic Four,
Okay. Yeah.
but I couldn't because it also started with an F.
Okay.
So I picked weddings, 4 weddings and a
Okay.
funeral.
Yeah. 4 weddings and a funeral.
And then C, I couldn't pick a C word, so which eliminated all the chocolate. So I picked fudge for C.
Ooh. Okay.
And then Springwood for elm. And then for the screen door one, I said trampoline because it was the only outdoor, I don't know, screen. I couldn't think of any what kids' activity is associated with a screen door. I have no idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. I just picked ones that I liked. I don't know.
No, it's all good. I'm interested to see how many they end up getting right in the end. So,
But how are you liking the game so far?
it's different. Have you played any of Phil's games?
I played Amazing Race.
Okay.
And I not blindly, episode 2 started trusting someone.
That you shouldn't have.
And found out that they had an alliance since episode 1. So
Who did you trust?
do you know Myth?
Yep.
Yeah, so Myth. And we actually concocted to get Jonathan, who's playing with us, out. I talked to Jonathan. He thinks it was just Myth, and I'm not changing his mind about that. So,
your secret's safe with me.
Right? But it's like, no, I thought I would make it. I made it to the final 4, the first game I've ever done, and I had 2 advantages, and I didn't think I needed to use them, and they got the guy out with the most advantages. So I was like, okay, I can't be mad. It was fun, but in this game, I thought already, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be out because I missed then things happen, and I was like, okay, so
you got a freebie week now.
Which I know is, yes, I have a freebie week, which again puts the attention on me being the mole, because a lot of people I know have been chatting about, I haven't talked to a lot of people, so what I tried to do is wait to see who was going to reach out to me, because then I would be like, the mole probably wants us to assume that they're not on our side, or that they're on our side, so they'd reach out. So any of the players that reached out, I kind of have on my list of.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm not on your list yet.
You're not on the list currently, not on the list. So, but yeah. So it was a bit different. How about you? You played games before?
Yeah, so I played a few of his Survivor games. And then played his most recent, well, his only Traders game that he did last.
Oh, okay.
So, and I just randomly, so I was the trader from the get-go in that game.
Okay.
And recruited 2 others, and we made it to the end of the game. Undetected, we didn't get voted out, so yeah, we ended up winning that game. That was fun. Nice. But this game is very different in the sense that like there's no voting each other out. There's no, like in Survivor and the Traders, like your game was your relationships with other people and like those alliances, and like can you build trust with other players, and like there I find like there's not necessarily a need to do that this game. Like it's very individual, right? Like I guess like people could work together to share ideas and share results or share theories on the quiz or whatever, but like ultimately, like, is that gonna help you? I don't know. Like,
yeah, because they could be leading you down the wrong path.
100%.
Right? So, right? Yeah, no, you're right. This game is, and I think the challenge with this game is it's hard to do through Zoom, because it's a very social game that, again, 2 days of the week we're on here, but then, and we only see what is curated for us to see. So then it's hard for the other days of the week, because again, you're right. Like I have no idea if whoever reached out to me, I'm talking to them and they're the mole, or vice versa. They could think I'm the mole, right? So, but
yeah, I don't have, well, like all of us, we don't really have anything to sort of base off of, all just like little hunches and stuff. It was so funny playing the Traders, just to see like in those early weeks, the reasons that people would come up with to finger point. And obviously there's a little bit more on the line, because like, it was a vote at the end of every week, right? Where it's like you were trying to get the heat off of you and get it onto other people. Whereas now, like with this game, that doesn't matter as much, or at all, really. Like if people want to think I'm the mole, like go ahead, like it doesn't, like even if I was the mole, like if you think I'm the mole, like cool, like the mole's gonna make it to the end of the game. Like 100%. It doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was funny seeing the reasons that people would point fingers at one another, thinking that, oh, well, you were acting suspicious for this reason, therefore I think you're the traitor, and just like the little things that people would base things off of. And none of it was obviously, or very little of it was very accurate or had any sort of standing. But yeah. So
that's fair. Well, and congratulations. I mean, that's awesome going without detection. So
yeah, it was fun. It was certainly fun. Of course, like after the fact, everyone was like, I knew it was you all along. And it's like, yeah, sure. Hey, Tina.
Hi, Tina.
How'd you do? Did you change?
That was hard.
Did you change my answers? I won't be offended if you did. I was like totally off with a couple of them.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I did change one of them because I got offered an exemption if I changed it, and the players picked the wrong door. So I selfishly was looking out for number one.
Good for you, Tina.
Yeah.
Do you know which door you changed?
Yeah, it was the ice cream flavor where it was A, B, C, D, E. And you had chosen fudge for the C door, which is perfect, right?
Yeah.
So I chose moon for Blue Moon, which is one of my favorite flavors. So whether that's going to be obscure enough for people, I don't know. I'm hoping.
Okay.
So it feels like like you're on the spot, and I could not think, my brain was empty.
Yeah, and I told Phil, I was like, can I like once I got to the wedding ones, what the second one, I was like, can I Google something? Because I literally looked up like movie titles with 4 in them to try to figure out. And I was telling Chell that I originally picked Fantastic, like the Fan 4.
Oh,
he wouldn't let me use it.
It starts with an F.
Also started with F. So
yeah. And I knew exactly. I mean, as soon as you said, or he said weddings, I'm like, she means 4 weddings and a funeral. So I knew it. It's whether the decision makers are all going to recognize it or not. I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't too worried about the first 3. The tree one I feel like is a bit of a stretch, but
I didn't change that one because your travel destination is someplace I've never heard of. So I'm like, well, if I've never heard of it, I'm not going to come up with anything better. So, yeah.
My clue was pretty obscure because I didn't know. I was like, where do you find elm trees? I have no idea.
Yeah. And then the screen door, yours was trampoline. And I'm like, it's hard enough to think of one word children's games or anything that's even short enough that it would make sense. I'm like, I don't have a clue. We'll just stay with trampoline.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see
if they'll figure out you mean the screen that goes around the trampoline. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, but that's good. That's good. That's great.
So yeah, we'll see.
That's perfect. Yeah, it'll be.
I just tried to do like when I picked them because there was no rhyme or reason to picking them, right? So I went middle, number 4, middle, and then I picked number 4 again.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So
I didn't even
I tried to make a pattern of like, and then elm was in the middle, so I went middle again. So kind of if they don't know it, maybe they can find a pattern. So.
Yeah, I was just so frantically trying to think of decent clues, and yeah, like I said, my brain just emptied.
And I think did Phil say they have to get 3 of them right?
Yes.
Yes.
Oof. Yikes.
Yeah, 3 out of 5.
So Tina, you have an exemption from the quiz. Is that what you earned?
It depends if they pick the wrong door for that question.
But then you'll have the exemption.
Yes.
For the quiz. Oh, that's nice.
Yes. Yeah. So I got my fingers crossed. I mean, I'd hate to see us lose money, but it's like, boy, if I can jump on a chance to get.
Oh yeah, I would have done the same.
Oh thing. Yeah.
I'm surprised you told us. You could have kept it to yourself.
Well, I would think that he's going to announce it at the end of the night, if anything. And it's like, I'm not here to lie to you guys. So I'm just going to be honest, say, yeah, I changed it to something that's kind of sort of dumb to hopefully mislead them for my own selfish gain.
Yeah, but I mean, like I feel like there's no harm in lying in this game, right? Because it's like, I can't vote you off, Tina, for you being selfish and taking an exemption. Like,
yeah, that's true.
You know? Play your own game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go from number 1 sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's why I went for the $6 in the thing, because I was like, 100%. I knew someone else was gonna go for it.
Yeah.
Right?
I thought about it because I just watched season 2 of The Mole, and they had like, how much money did they have in their pot? $50,000 some dollars. And one guy wagered the whole thing and everybody lost their shit, and they were convinced he was the mole. And I'm like, shit, if I do all 6, they're going to think I'm the mole. And it never occurred to me that
this is the thing. Like, it doesn't harm you. Like, let people think you're the mole. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I suppose think I'm the mole and answer all your questions. wrong and
Yeah,
I
like
still
who
look great.
cares? Like that's what I
Yeah.
mean is like you're I think it's a win-win situation. Like either you give yourself a shot at getting an advantage or you seem suspicious because you're you know, taking money away from the players pod and,
Yeah.
acting mole-ish, and then people wrongly assume that you're the mole and they put you down for the
Yeah.
quiz. And then
I know.
do
I'm
it.
still
You know what I
still
mean?
trying to wrap my head around the strategy of this game. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's not bad really to have people suspect you.
No.
So, which normally you would never want that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a very different game, right?
It is. It is. I'm really enjoying it so far. I mean, my nerves are like ready to snap, but
I feel like I'm less nervous like this time around because I feel like it feels like a lot is out of like my fate's in my own hand. I feel like a lot more, and it's like I don't have to like build alliances and
Right.
like work on getting people to trust me. And it's like if I do if I can follow my intuition and it's right and do well on the quiz, then I will keep progressing
Right.
in the game. And if I don't, then I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm gonna, until I really think I know something, I'm gonna keep with my strategy of just like, I've got a group of 3, 4 people, and that's
Yeah.
how I'm answering my questions, and
Yeah.
just stick with that.
Yeah.
Because because somebody is going to be like narrowed in on 2 people and they could totally blow the whole quiz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a good strategy to have for the first like couple of weeks or so until the numbers start to dwindle. But then hopefully at that point you'll have a better idea of
Right.
right. I'm sad that Ryan had to leave. I do wish that somebody like left for the real reason of
Right.
Because I think that would be I was really looking forward to seeing who was genuinely
totally off.
Yeah, who's totally off.
Yeah. I was talking to Tiffany about this, and it's like, we don't know how we did on the quiz.
No.
So you have no indication of were my answers even close to being correct, or was I way the heck off base? So
and that's the thing is like you could have been in second to last place and still been safe, and your answers still could have been totally
off way wrong. Yeah.
But you don't know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Chell, do you think it was any disadvantage to you missing that first night, or you think you've kind of caught up? And
I don't think it was. Well, I during the quiz, it was a disadvantage missing the first night, 100%. I do have my strategy of when it comes to quizzes. I always think back to what my geography teacher told me, and that monkeys can pass multiple choice quizzes. So I try to figure, okay, the monkey can do it, I probably can do it, and then just kind of in the first few rounds, my goal is to vote the majority. So, for example, if one of the questions was, did the mole have part of the decision makers, or did they have a job title? So that's why I kind of wanted to have a job title, so that now there's only 2 people. So if so it's 2 versus 5. So if that's one of the questions, I'll get, I have more of a chance of getting that right now, because now if that's one of the questions, right? So it's kind of, I'm going off of majority rules at this point and laws of averages, and it worked for me first round, I thought, but then someone got eliminated, or like self-eliminated. So I'm like, well, I have no idea how that's going to go. But I mean, it's funny because I waited until people reached out to me, and then everyone who reached out to me, everyone has said someone different.
That's so funny.
So I'm like, okay, so if everyone else is saying someone different, I said I should be. Now, if they were all saying someone the same, I would be like, okay, what did I miss? But everyone's saying something different, so I'm like, missing the first night really had no effect. But
I mean, and there's unfortunately still people that I haven't talked to in the game, and maybe I need to get on that and be a better communicator.
I haven't talked to a bunch of people.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's tough, right? Because again, you're going into this being like, hey, Tina, what do you think of the game? And you could be like, haha, I'm the mole. I can tell you whatever I want. So
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. And that's the thing too. It's like, this is the first time where it's like, you can be in an alliance with the person that's sabotaging the game, right? You don't know who you can trust. You really, really don't. It's weird. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm wondering, like, how advantageous is it to work with other people?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I figure at this point, like, I can't imagine anybody has some, deep secret insight that I haven't caught on to yet.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So it's like,
See, I don't think anybody's done anything like overtly moly.
and I don't know if and if I was the mole, I don't know, like, I don't know how I would play the game. Like, do you try to sabotage? Or do you just play it under the radar and kind of let things happen,
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, and I'm trying to remember how many players started in the TV show. Pretty sure it was more than 9 though. I mean, there's not a lot of room to hide here. So I would think if the mole was doing anything like pretty obvious, somebody's going to pick up on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know if I was the mole, I would play it as, I would hope that there's other players in the game that want people to convince others that they're the mole. So I would let them do the moling and just sit back and
good thought.
And relax, right? So, or not show up on night 1. Who knows? I'm kidding. So,
oh my gosh.
But I'm not gonna lie, I did want to be like, okay, I need some people at the beginning to think I'm the mole. So that's why I was like, oh, I'm glad that both pots got some money. He. Right? Like, I'm like, just to maybe, and then I was glad when Phil wrote questions that said, did the person not attend night 1? Because I was like, okay, good. So even if there are some, maybe they'll just vote for me so I can move forward, right? So
I assume none of the people that you were talking to said they suspected you, right?
One of them did. One of them said,
really?
Yeah, one of them, and my answer to them was, you never know. But
good for you.
So
yeah.
So
interesting.
But both
wow,
that's
both you know what? Names, I gotta. Both our names were mentioned.
Both your names did come up in the group chat as people suspecting you. So.
All right. Okay. Go ahead.
Just FYI.
Yeah. That really is pretty ballsy to get into a room or a conversation with you and be like, yeah, I think you're the mole.
Well, they beat it around the bush a bit, and then they're like, I'm not saying it can't be you, but it might be you. Right? And I'm like, okay. So we'll find out at the end, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Or when I get eliminated, one or the other. So
this is a long challenge.
It was long, and I know I took a long time with my answers.
Well, you had to come up with your words out of thin air. I was able to just piggyback on you.
Yes. So. And you got an advantage in it too. Well, hopefully.
Yeah, I've got my fingers crossed.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for you. Did you get to pick which door that you wanted to switch?
Well, I knew it was C because you did fudge, so I wanted to
misdirect. No, but did it have to be in the 3rd round, or could you pick which round?
Oh, it had to be in that round.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it could go either way. I think they'll get 2. I just don't know if they'll get 3.
Yeah, I mean, number 1 was just really obvious, the red door, strawberry, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The elm has me worried, as
does me worried too.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
So we'll see it. I mean, And that's what really sucks now is if I misdirect them so that I get the exemption, we don't get any money in our pot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who cares?
We'll just stay at 0.
Well, honestly, and it's like, well, like I've played, as have you, Tino, a bunch of these games, and like it's never about the money, right? Like
Oh, right,
the
right.
player pot could be 0 at the end of the game, and like who cares?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think 95% of the people that play his games donate it back to his charity anyway.
sure.
So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's what the girls and I did for the traders.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not in it for the money. It's more for the fun and to see what craziness Bill can come up with, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
He must just sit around and just think like, what crazy thing could I come up with?
Yeah, I wonder how long it takes him to plan these.
Well, I know the one game that I played, the only game I played so far, was The Amazing Race. And there was one challenge where you had to pick something, I don't know, there was a food challenge and everyone skipped it but 2 of us, and we had to take 2 cups, and in 1 cup we had to pour mustard. He gave us a list of items, so we had to pour mustard, sauerkraut, and a sausage, and then fill it up with beer and mix it. And then another cup, it was the bun of the for the sausage and like items. Anyway, and it was whoever could do it the fastest got an exemption.
Like consume both glasses.
Oh yeah. So the one girl took 1 sip and she couldn't do it anymore. She's like, I'm out. And I was like, well, I'm like, I can make them wait as much time as possible because they had it was one of those time challenges where it kind of, the other players would only have as much time as it took. So anyway, it was great. I chugged it, but it was horrible.
Oh God, I take it you were in Germany. Oh, he's gone already.
Let's see how they did.
Yep. Okay.